Why should people consider hydroponics farming? Climate change, dangerous infectious diseases, rising urbanization, and the depletion of natural resource deposits are just a few of the many pressing challenges that are causing drastic changes in our worldwide lifestyles. Hydroponic farming has a lot of potential to help our agricultural sector deal with these problems. A new wave of farming is gaining traction around the world. Hydroponics is a type of farming that uses water instead of soil to grow plants.
Instead of using a different medium to support the plants, root and growing them directly in nutrient-rich water. To control the acidity of your water, you can purchase over-the-counter solution at your local hardware garden or hydroponic store. For different reasons, more communities and small enterprises are beginning to embrace this strategy. Hydroponic has the potential to assist both the environment and society in the long run. It has following advantage over traditional soil-grown crop production, water efficiency of up to 90%. Production increase 3 to 10 minutes in the same amount of space. Many crops can be produced twice as quickly in well-managed hydroponic system. The use of hydroponics can boost plant production.
Plants in hydroponic system are more closely spaced together than the amount of land required to cultivate the same number of plants, resulting in a larger output of fruits and vegetables. Water and fertilizer levels are constantly monitored to ensure that these elements are provided when and at the appropriate levels. Water and nutrients interact to impact development pace and success. Crop production in a controlled environment allows skilled scientists and advanced climate control technologies to optimize the water, nutrients, and light inputs delivered to the plants. The hydroponic gardener regulates the nutrients in the liquid solution used to water the plants. He also has control over the frequency with which fertilizer are provided. Simply said, the hydroponic gardener is in charge of the growing conditions for the plants. Despite being fully automated, the system still requires attentive maintenance. The procedure is managed rather than regulated, as previously stated. As a result, it saves water and fertilizer because both are sent directly to the plant's root system.
This advanced certificate in horticulture technology gives solid knowledge and horticultural principles in the culture, usage and management of plants in viral production, circumstances and supervisory and management levels, or as a business operator or owner. Seeds are recognized to be the most nutritious during their sprouting phase due to the concentration of all nutrients. Because they are cultivated in rich water solutions, hydroponically grown sprouts are much healthier. As a result, even in tiny quantities, sprouts can provide adequate nutrients. Hydroponic farms are extremely productive, generating enough cash to cover operating costs and offer fair wages to farm workers. Farmers can sell their products directly to consumers or small businesses such as restaurants using hydroponics, which is good for the environment.
What are the benefits of hydroponics? Maximize space. Hydroponics requires far less space than plants grown in soil. Conserves water, facilities a microclimate, produces higher yields, require less labors, needs no soil, producers high quality food, reduces supply chain. There is no need to apply significant amount of pesticides because hydroponics eliminates soil and soil-borne pest and disease. As a result, soil erosion as well as air and water pollution are reduced. Traditional soil-based agriculture releases pesticides into rivers and streams, hurting fish population. Hydroponics has the ability to feed a huge section of the world's population, while also allowing third world countries to feed their own people, especially in areas where soil is few and water is scarce. In regions where space is limited, the technology can potentially be employed as a vital source of food production.
Sprouts cultivated hydroponically. Seeds are recognized to be the most nutritious during their sprouting phases due to the concentration of all nutrients. Because they are cultivated in rich water solutions, hydroponically grown sprouts are much healthier. Hydroponic fertilizers are far more clean than those used in organic farming, and they leave no residue in the farm produce. As a result, more people can be fed while using less scarce natural resources, and the produce is considerably healthier and more tasty.
Because you can close off growing rooms, indoor horticulture dramatically minimize the need for pesticides and allows for natural insect control, such as ladybugs. Herbicides, which are used to destroy any undesired plants in field, are not needed with hydroponic gathering.
Hydroponic farming is extremely profitable with an acre of soil yielding between and per year. If you are growing your plants indoors, you may need to invest in special lighting. There are a variety of techniques to creating hydroponic systems, but the basic components are the same. While there are other things to consider as your hydroponic farm grows more advanced, they are listed with the most basic components of an hydroponic system. You may begin to find out exactly what your plants require to thrive by measuring and adjusting these critical variables, and then replicating those circumstances for future growth.
We can and are developing hyper-local food system using hydroponics. Our container farms are strategically placed across the towns and areas we service. When you farm hydroponically, you don't have to risk growing for a season or risk crop loss due to severe weather. Hydro plants can mature up to 35% faster than plants grown in soil, with larger agricultural yields to boot. Growth rates vary based on the type of system and level of care. They are listed with the most basic components of an hydroponic system. You may begin to find out exactly what your plants requires to thrive by measuring and adjusting these critical variables, and then replicating those circumstances from future growth.
Hydroponic farming is GST free. As per GST law, there is no GST on animal-driven agricultural implements. As a result, there is no GST charge on agricultural instruments used in hydroponic farming. The most often plant cultivars in greenhouse production are Grand name and dwarf Cavendish, which thrive in both hydroponics and soil-based systems. Banana hydroponic system must account for the high demand for water and fertilizers. Combining hydroponics and aeroponics might feed up to 50,000 people per square km, according to estimates. With 100 stories, this translates to 5 million persons per square kilometer of agricultural towers on potato paste.
William Friedrich Gehrig is credited as making the first modern reference to hydroponics in 1937. In his garden, he cultivated tomato plants up to 7.6 meters tall in a mineral nutrition solution. What are hydroponics advantages? Hydroponic plants produce more fruits and vegetables because the plants are more tightly spaced together in hydroponic system compared to the amount of land required to grow the same number of the plants on island.
According to U.S. legislation, the approach must promote soil fertility in order to produce organic crops. Despite the National Organic Standard Board's suggestion that hydroponics be banned from organic certification, the USDA has certified it as organic. Complete hydroponics is dedicated to producing nutrients that are free of GMOs, which are detrimental to both plants and animals. Our nutrients are derived from natural sources and have been precisely prepared to aid in the growth, health, and strength of your plants. Hydroponic farming is profitable in very different countries like India, but there are opposing viewpoints on subject in India. Some think it is a disaster, while others say it is extremely profitable. There isn't a huge number of extremely profitable hydroponic farming results in India. The Airflow 18 hydroponic system by General Hydroponics is by far the greatest system on the market today. It's a cost-effective space saver that's ideal for modest indoor enterprise. The 18 plug option, which comes in a number of sizes, is great if you are just getting started. The strategy saves 90% of water, he explains. Ramveer argues that hydroponic farming is safer and more effective than organic farming. I believe that veggies grown in hydroponics farming absorb nutrients better. Hydroponics makes perfect sense for growing healthier and better for your produce. Part of the rationale for writing this was to address a problem with fruit flies consuming and contaminating produce. Farmers in California, where hydroponics, the future of urban agriculture, may rely on plastic greenhouses, not open fields, was written. We're dealing with fruit flies and other pests that were destroying crops and damaging consumers. With hydroponics, these concerns with external influences can be reduced, not removed, over time. Pests are immediately minimized in an indoor greenhouse, reducing the need for pesticides. These two factors contribute to the produce being healthier for customers. Mausiri, 2019.
The sole prerequisites for plant growth, the water, light, aeration, and nutrients, state another author stuff 1. It is beneficial for the consumer and the product to have minimal requirements for the food growth. Less ingredients are better, much like industrial food, because hydroponics is done indoors, similar to our greenhouse. Bugs and pesticides aren't an issue, and because it's done at controlled atmosphere. The nutrients are natural and constantly absorbed from the water. Farmers in Virginia have begun to produce strawberries hydroponically because they have fewer issues when indoors under regulated conditions. Growing strawberries hydroponically eliminates the requirements for native bromide on this crop. Stanley Wright, Hunter VT 1991. While some hydroponic systems are certified organic, the majority of hydroponic systems are not.
Organic gardeners and hydroponic growers both want to cultivate the healthiest product possible. But their methods are usually very different, but this is a great option if you're seeking for a different farming method. To be honest, it's possible. This strategy can yield a higher volume of higher quality, more sustainable and safer produce. Power interruptions can be dangerous for hydroponic systems. You'll have to manually water your garden if a power outage lasts longer than your generators. Water-based microorganisms can easily infiltrate the system. A hydroponic garden necessitates technical knowledge. Hydroponic is the best approach for many growers because of the emphasis on the environment and ecosystem. It's a sort of soilless agriculture with a lot of advantages over the farming systems.
While designing a working system, hydroponics is completely personalized to meet the demand and consequences of those who invest in it. To highlight the vision, goals, objectives, and sources of advantage that will lead to successful production. An effective project planner is essential, as well sufficient background education. Indoor and hydroponically grown crops can be grown everywhere on the planet at any time of year, regardless of weather conditions, cultivatable land availability, or soil quality. For locations with severe drought and poor soil quality, hydroponic farming offers the potential to supply fresh local food. By managing the timing, quality, and amount of inputs to the plants, farmers may ensure the highest amount and quality of crops. This technology, combined with design elements such as precise watering systems, HCA farmers drastically reducing water waste.
Hydroponics is the future of agriculture since it uses fewer pesticides and fertilizers, making it more organic. Hydroponics is less expensive in the long term since it produces more food in a smaller space and consumes fewer resources than traditional farming because it requires less room, soil, and sunshine, making it better for the environment. Food cultivated in a hydroponic farm is significantly cleaner and healthier than food grown in a traditional outdoor farm. Using chemicals that are not natural or for fruit or vegetables clearly is not healthy for consumers. Erica 2022. Hydroponic farms provide a route to a more sustainable food ethic that promotes the health of our food bodies and environment, while avoiding the use of harsh chemicals. It is already being swiftly integrated into current food networks, far from being a pipe dream. The nuances are still being worked out because technology and hydroponics are both relatively new systems.
This agricultural system will be developed through time and the produce will be as nutritious as and clean as possible. Our society has to embrace a farming plan that decreases the usage of pesticides and fertilizers in order to produce more healthy product for the people. And hydroponics provides just that. Although it is costly to establish a new form of agriculture, hydroponics will save a lot of money in the long run. Currently, our planet is battling climate change and food insecurity. Is the solution as straightforward as hydroponic farming?
To be honest, it's possible. This strategy can yield a higher volume of higher quality, more sustainable and safer product. This is a great option if you're seeking for a different farming method, the hydroponics system.
Cut.